Hey, pretty people, this is Mad Laughter, and I'm your host, Sean Hatfield. Today on the podcast, we have another episode of the Comics Table, where I'll be sitting down with a lineup of comedians before they go on stage to perform. We were short a few heads that were scheduled to be on the podcast today because South Texas is currently experiencing its monsoon season. Apparently, when you rain for a week straight on dry South Texas scrubland, the entire place just becomes a giant slip and slide. And people are experiencing a little difficulty in travel at the moment. And you know it's the wet season in South Texas when you're woken up by frogs. Frogs! My God. I used to tell people I lived in the desert. Okay, so today on the podcast, who we did have joining us was Christian Oviedo and Magik Mike, a.k.a. Mike Perez. We had fun. Had a nice little discussion. Hell, since one of the comics didn't show up, I wound up doing 10 minutes on the show, and that's always fun. So, nice little crowd, you know, the kind of people that are willing to brace through the rain to, it's like, fuck it, man, I bought some tickets, I'm going to go out to a comedy show. And it's almost the kind of people you want. It's a selection process, if you will. So we had a good time last night. And, yeah, this should be going out the very next day, unless I have some difficulty posting it up onto the host. But, you know, fingers crossed, all that nonsense. So, as always, you can find this and this episode along with future episodes, which, by the way, there will be regular episodes of the podcast. I know I said this again on the last one, but there will be regular episodes of the podcast posted in the coming week. Can't think of anything else off the top of my head. Oh, yes, links. So anyway, you can find this podcast and future episodes at shoutengine.com/madlaughter. And of course, you can find myself at hatfieldstandup@gmail.com, as well as Hatfield Standup on Facebook and Twitter. And any future social medias and, you know, regarding that. Hell, might have some YouTube videos up shortly. So, have fun, stay dry, stay safe. Peace, y'all.
Dirty joke I heard. A white horse fell in the mud.
Oh. All right. You lost me, man.
A white horse fell in the mud and got dirty.
I expect better from you,
want,
sir.
Okay. You want? I'll give you a dirty joke. It's kind of long. That's what she said. So there was
You got to eat the mic, Mike.
There was a guy that was walking down the street, Indian guy, and he sees a guy working on a telephone pole. Says, "Excuse me, white man." And the white guy goes, "Yes, how can I help you?" "My name, Chief Big Dick. Me looking for action." He's like, "Okay, well, see that house right there in the corner? Just knock on the door and they'll take care of you." So knocks on the door. Girl opens. Says, "How can I help you?" "Hi, my name Chief Big Dick. Me looking for action." And she goes, "Well, do you have any money?" "Me have big bag of gold." "Well, do you have experience?" "No, me just become chief. Whole tribe die battle. Me last Mohican." "Oh, sorry, I can't help you with that experience. I don't want, you to get hurt or hurt one of the girls." Goes back, tells a white man, "You lie to me. Me scalp you." He's like, "What happened, Kimosabi?" "Well, they say me need experience." "But you're a chief." "Me just become chief. Whole tribe die battle. Me last Mohican." He's like, "Well, you see the holes in the trees? Practice on that." So 2 weeks go by. Chief goes back to the house. Knocks on the door. Girl answers. "Oh, look, it's Pocahontas." No, name Chief Big Dick. "Whatever. You have experience now?" "Yes, me have much experience." "Okay, so let's go." So they go upstairs, and she takes off all her clothes, and she says, "Are you ready?" He says, "Yes." So she bends over. He grabs a broom and shoves it up her ass.
Ooh.
And she's like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Chief Big Dick checking for bees."
Ooh.
Oh, that was long and complex and filthy at the end. I like it. You got one, Christian?
That was one that I have.
I got a.
You don't have
know,
to top it. You just have to add variety.
I mean, it's not a dirty joke, but it's more like gross. It's like in the gross category, you know?
Okay.
It's fucking gross, dude.
All right, let's hear it.
How did the girl know her cousin was on her period?
Is it like a redneck joke?
Yeah.
I think I know that one.
Brother's dick tastes it funny.
An
Sean
old-
just rolls his eyes.
An oldie but a goodie.
That's like the other one. How do you circumcise a redneck?
I never heard that one before, though. I mean, okay. Well,
How do you circumcise a redneck?
How?
Kick his sister in the jaw.
That one was probably scrawled on the walls of outhouses 100 years ago.
I remember seeing it
Sorry,
at
Bruce.
Fort Benning in Georgia somewhere. So.
Oh man, dude, it's like, oh.
Yeah, I remember reading that joke somewhere in my Army days. I don't remember exactly where, but yeah.
All right, so we are recording. How you guys doing today?
Other than trying to stay dry, I'm doing good.
I mean,
I hope everybody listening is safe. That's our number one priority. We don't want anybody to get hurt. I drive an ambulance, so I saw a lot of accidents today, and flooding, and so it was pretty bad.
Right. I mean, gee, it'd been raining kind of sporadically for the last couple of days, and then all of a sudden, just boom.
And all of a sudden today it rains all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. And I think what it was is that the sporadic rain saturated the ground, and then we get this all day rain. So yeah, it's not a good combination.
Yeah. One of the little hazards of this former floodland, our current floodland at the moment, but I mean, this whole area was just kind of made for water to run right the fuck along it.
Remember when McAllen was all right? Like when McAllen was, I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, we're flooded, and then the thing with the kids is just like we're not looking so hot right now, Pun intended. We're not looking so hot.
Okay.
Like, dude, I hate to be the dude, but I kind of miss the hot weather now. The hundreds, bring them back.
The valley is
I don't like
definitely
the
one
rain, dude.
The valley is definitely one of those places where if you're just like a few miles away, it's like, actually, man, the weather is kind of cooled off a little bit. This is great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel bad for my neighbor. His house just floated away. But
See?
like, this is kind of nice.
You know what? I would take this weather minus the rain.
Yeah.
Like the cool temperatures, but just minus the rain because
I just
I've
hate the
been
rain,
I've
dude.
been in extreme heat, overseas 140,
Right.
and then North Dakota 72 below.
Yeah.
I like the valley.
It's all right, man. Like, I'm missing the hot weather right now for sure. And it's like summer, right? But like out of nowhere, just like a rain for a whole week.
I was just talking about this the other day with someone. Like, for I don't know, a solid decade or so, we'd get those torrential rains every summer. They'd just come down, and like for the past maybe 5 or 6 years, it's been sporadic. We get one like every 2 years or so that just kind of washes the whole place away.
But have you noticed we've never had, or at least in a long time, a major hurricane hit?
That
I'm
is
jinxing,
true.
motherfucker.
No, I say it every year. Like, there's major hurricanes that are coming our way, and then all of a sudden, last second, they go to Houston or Louisiana.
Yeah, wasn't it 2000, 2001, the last time we got a big one?
No, we're not jinxing nobody.
Hey, if it happens, it's on you.
No, if it happens, it's on these Indians that are doing the rain dance out here.
Every time it floods down here,
Dude, what's with you and
somebody
Indians,
posts
man?
that picture, man, of the cops hauling away the dude in the tribal gear, and it's
Yes.
like, told you to stop dancing.
Hey, what's a good Indian joke? Do you guys have one?
I just said one.
No, but like, real like,
Well,
I don't know, real.
To use the colloquialism, dot or feather, my friend.
Well, there's another one that I was told. So, little Indian boy goes to his mom and says, "Mother, mother, how we get name?" She says, "Me don't know. Ask father." "Father, father, how we get name?" "Me don't know. Ask chief." "Chief, chief." "Yes, little one. How we get name? Me don't know. Ask Medicine Man. Medicine Man name everyone in village. Medicine Man, yes. How we get name? When you born, me look out teepee. First thing I see, your name. For example, your sister, hawk flying. Your brother, running wolf. Tell me, two dogs fucking. Why you ask? You wanted one.
Ask and you shall receive.
Hell yeah. I'm satisfied for sure.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Sorry, those are too easy.
Okay. Well, yeah. So it's been raining like a motherfucker. We were supposed to be joined by 2 other comedians, Timothy
Rest
Looper.
in peace. They're not even dead.
They're gone. They should never be
They're-
seen again.
Their transportation's dead. Let me
Their
rephrase
transportation, rest in peace. How's that?
that. Shout out to Looper and Sonia.
Hashtag never forget.
I hope they're tied up somewhere, butt naked. For comedy.
Sonia's supposed to be on the way. I know Timothy said he's probably not going to come.
Yeah, it seems that
So
way.
we may have Mayhem, but like I said, he may be absent to his own funeral, so we don't know.
A man that sticks to the joke.
I think the only time he was ever on time was when he worked at Circuit City.
Shout out to Mayhem, fucking doing okay with a tranny right now.
Mayhem, doing mayhem.
Hey, y'all go visit. Hey, you know
I
what?
just
You
imagine
know what?
the Mayhem dude from Insurance. Remember
Yeah.
that dude?
Are you in good hands with Mayhem? What?
He just wounds up in the shittiest.
But you know what?
like,
Speaking of Mayhem,
situations.
hey, I got to give him props. He bought Avenue 1704 and he's running it
Yeah.
pretty good.
Nice.
He's running it pretty good. He's
Yeah,
changing it. He's turning it into a retro bar, 80s, 90s theme. So
Right on.
Right. man.
if y'all haven't been there,
Hey,
y'all need to come
tell
out.
him to bring back open mic there.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna do the last like we're doing before the last
Yeah.
Thursday or something like
Right.
that. We're gonna start doing that, and then eventually we'll try to do
Cool,
Sunday open
dude.
mics again.
That's dope, dude.
But yeah, a comedian owns a bar. You have to do comedy.
Our headliner walks into the bar. That's not a punchline. That's just a setup.
Nice.
Well,
See if we can get him say a few
I
words.
have no idea, man. Won't harass the headliner necessarily, but
Yeah, he just walked in.
yeah. This is a bit of a transient spot. That seems to be the way, as most of the
Yeah.
headliners walk directly out of the rental vehicle and into the theater.
Look, make eye contact with him and then wink at him. I'm just saying, wink at him.
Looks
Maybe he'll be like, "What do you
looks
want?"
like he got a bunch of like hot Cheeto stains on his pants. Like it's
Hey,
like
get him before he
Hey,
leaves.
man.
Oh, man, he's leaving.
yeah.
Yeah, no, man. He's
Imagine
probably got
that's
shit
just
to
like-
do, man. He's probably
Hey,
got
Sean,
some shit.
Sean.
Oh, hot Cheeto stain.
Imagine
yes.
that's just like year long
I
of
think
just
he's gonna go
wiping
get some
Cheeto
nachos.
hands on him.
I believe, yes. I believe that's an artistic choice, Christian.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nice
He
little
did it for
hamburger combo
fashion.
from the little snack shop right here.
He's the hot Cheeto pants
Have you had
guy.
any of their grub?
Their burger's pretty good. They put
The hot Cheeto burger?
It's the hamburger. Hot Cheetos are hot Cheetos, bro.
Wait, here or where?
The little snack shop that's right there.
Ah,
It's they put ham and they put avocado and cheese.
Right
so make it like a
on,
Mexican
man.
burger.
Right on.
So yeah, it's actually pretty good. And then the fries are like homemade, cut and made like right there. So
you've been to Ranch House, right?
I've been to Ranch House.
Have you tried the hot Cheeto burger there?
I don't like hot
It-
Cheetos.
it's
I have
like-
an ulcer. It'll kill me.
Damn. I mean, it's like diarrhea and like a
Yeah, I'll
burger.
be in a restaurant for like an hour and a half. We can edit this out, right?
They should just call it the diarrhea burger.
I know, right? Instant heartburn burger.
Shouts out to Ranch House, man. Freaking weird crowd there.
Shout out to the first responders that are out there dealing with all this
Oh
shit.
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Cops, nurses, EMTs,
Yeah.
securities,
I will say,
fire department, border patrol with that shit going on at the border, separating the kids, all that shit. Like we're in a different world.
Don't get it all political, bro.
No, I'm just saying, like, shout out to them
I'm just kidding.
because they deal with more shit than you think of, man. Trust me, like
Yeah.
they probably get shit from their family and then shit from wherever they're picking up or responding to.
Yeah,
so
man. it ain't easy, man.
no.
You should like cue that song right now. You just like put it.
You know what that reminded me of?
What?
That Cheetos commercial. It ain't easy being cheesy. Sorry, I just
No, but I was
used to
gonna
watch
say,
a lot of
man,
TV.
I've got a long drive to get over here to the theater, man, and it's a
Hey, how is it over there, by the way?
What? Oh no, it's fine, man. It's wet. That's it, man. I'm telling you that that's one of the areas where it's like that's technically like going out of the valley. That's on the uphill. So
Where's that?
You're kind of
out
like
in San Manuel.
Oh yeah,
the silver lining there.
Where they sell the chorizo.
Yeah. They sell pork, but they don't raise pigs. You have to ask questions.
Just like when you walk into a Chinese restaurant, I wouldn't question if it's Kung Pao chicken. I'd question if it's chicken.
Your cynicism serves you well, Mike. But I was going to say, I saw emergency vehicles, but most of them were kind of posted up like at exit ramps and stuff like that, directing traffic rather than having to respond to a traffic
Well, see,
accident.
this morning on my way to work, they had a bunch of exits closed out because
Yeah.
as you got to the frontage road, it was just flooded. Like, you know, and I if this is one of you, I apologize in advance, but if you see trucks getting stuck, what makes you think your Chevy Spark is going to make it through? Like, for reals. Like,
Dude.
like that picture that's going on Facebook of that car on 2nd Street that's like literally nose deep in water.
Yeah, man.
What were you thinking? You know, if Bill Langwell was here, he'd be like, "Here's your sign."
Some people just don't understand like volume, and it's like, no, I can drive through it. It's like your car is not watertight, and there's all kinds of
It's an old
issues.
saying that my old drill sergeant used to tell us: "Common sense is a flower that does not grow in everybody's garden." And so I was like, "Yeah, apparently."
I'm not looking forward to tomorrow if it's still fucking raining, dude, because I actually got to go to work.
Right.
And, like, I hope I don't get flooded. I don't got personal days left. And if I get stuck, I'm just like, well, my watch is waterproof.
Call in with
At least
anal
my watch.
blindness.
I'm not going to risk it, dude.
Call in with anal blindness.
I was like, dude, just look outside, dude.
You know what that is?
If they're going to be like, why'd you call
Anal
in?
blindness.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
I can't see my ass going into work today.
Dude.
Beautiful. I haven't heard that one before.
I
That's
think I'm going to quit my
genuine.
job. Like, this podcast, while it's happening, I'm realizing, like, yeah, I might quit my job for a little rain. Because, like, I can't, like,
As long as
call
we
in
brought
anymore,
insight
dude.
to somebody.
Can't call in. They told me, yeah. Párale. And I'm just like, dude, but I hate you guys.
Where do you
Like,
work? Oh, I used to work there.
Dude, I
Long
hate it
time
so
ago.
much. I'm not gonna be that guy, bro. But oh my gosh,
I love being the guy. I'm sorry, sir. That section is sold out. Well, give me that section. I'm sorry, sir. That section. So I'm not even looking it up.
I like being that dude too. I'm just like, no refunds. And they're like, but my mom died. No refunds. You should have got the insurance. Hangs up.
Do you have the death certificate? Yes. Frame it because you're gonna need it.
Oh, man. I was just thinking about this the other day, man. Like, all right, like we need.
some enemies off this podcast. I know that.
We're not gonna make fats.
We're gonna lose fans.
No, but, all right. The whole purpose of having rules is so that one, you know when you fuck up, and two, you can be mad at people when they fuck up.
Yeah.
It's the entire purpose of them. It's like,
Well, there's a third
you
purpose.
didn't follow the rules.
To break them.
Yeah.
That's just inherent in the.
That's just
Yeah.
Not everybody. I
with great power.
I hated that coworker that stuck to the rules for everything.
Yeah, man.
We need to head back. There's 3 minutes left, and we have to clock in. What? Like, okay, Mother Teresa. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, for reals? Like 3 minutes, and then like I would log on to the phones 1 minute late. You're a minute late.
No one,
You're
no one
getting on
likes
my
you,
fucking
Jerry.
nerves.
Fuck
Like,
off,
you know,
Jerry.
like
I don't mind people that live personally by the, it's like I'm gonna hold myself to these standards, but like once you start like fucking like talking about other
implementing that
people,
to other people.
yeah, it's like, okay, now I gotta find your dirt. I'm
yeah.
gonna look through your drawers.
I'm gonna look you up on Facebook. I'm gonna check to see if I have any fucking pictures of Hidalgo County. County booking. I'm gonna do some investigation because
Let's just say if you have anything the FBI should be alerted to, they might be.
yep. Especially if your last name has a lot of syllables.
Yeah, I don't think people take spite into consideration enough. Like they understand that it's a concept. It's like, oh, people can be so spiteful. It's like, no, they can be spiteful against you. Stop being an asshole.
Yes, I the other ones that I mean, I don't have anything against religion, but the ones that try to enforce it on you,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah, that's
No.
so gross.
yeah,
Well,
Stop with that. You know, like
I'm a fan of a lot of like religious philosophy, right? Because
Yes,
you get
yeah.
like that you open up a possibility there where you can talk about concepts without having to be necessarily
Ideas
tied
and-
to
yeah.
the what's going on now. It's like, okay, we can talk about this in relation to what happened in Judea, 3,000 years ago or whatever. But okay, when you have a religion that kind of self-enforces itself with this like shunning and like ostracization, and it's like if you're trying to like check everybody else's shit, again, it's like, man, if you want to live by a code, live by that code. And if you are somehow an example to somebody else to be a better person, then hell, literally, God bless you. But if you're trying to like somehow like drag somebody else kicking and screaming along this same path,
Trying to make them believe that the Earth is flat.
yeah, go fuck yourself. It's like, look, man, you can live your life believing the earth is flat. It is entirely possible.
you can worship aliens and stuff.
Like, I don't even like go so far as some of these people. It's like, oh, you believe the earth is flat? Don't use GPS. It's like, no. Let them. Just let them
There's
be.
a lot of weird people out there, man.
Let them be as involved and productive as possible. If they are somehow provide some comfort and aid to their community, let them do it.
Yeah,
But
but the
yeah,
point is, like, don't push it down people's throats, or like just because you believe it doesn't mean like everyone has to.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. It's like that whole thing about like
You you believe in your shit, and just like just shut up.
it's like that joke about like how do you know somebody's a blank? They'll tell you. It's like, okay, it's one thing if it's like you're having a conversation about like, so what do you think about like geosynchronous orbit, and somebody's like, oh, I actually believe the Earth is flat. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah,
So what'd you think about the new Marvel movie?
opinions, man, opinions.
Like, I have a question.
What's that saying again?
If they say that we came from monkeys, why is there still fucking monkeys?
That one's, that one is so complicated that you just go, yeah, sure.
No, like,
Okay,
for real, like,
we're good.
well, we evolved from monkeys. Why is there still monkeys?
Hey, Sean, I'm pretty sure, dude, because I mean you're just like you're the comedy dude. Who has that one bit that's like maybe it's Chappelle or something, maybe like Tucker, but they're like, really, man, AIDS. They say AIDS came from a dude that had sex with a monkey. Man, who the fuck's gonna have sex with a monkey? Who's gonna be able to do that shit?
You're talking about, there's the Chappelle bit about like,
It was Chappelle, right?
It's like, nah, man, I don't want to go out tonight. I'm going to stay home with my monkey. I just taught him how to give
bring
me a
that.
hand job without trying to peel it.
Bring that red ass over here, girl.
Hey, shout out to Rudy Barba, who's live. He says, "What's up, everyone?" He's live. on Facebook.
Rudy, yeah.
El genio de la comedia, Don Rudy Barba, güey. O sea,
Oh, ay, barba.
oh man, but I mean, like,
Well, here's the thing, man. You can't correct all stupidity. It's not possible. Don't be wrong. If you can
there's not enough hours in the day.
if somebody asks you a question, that means that they are looking for information, and you are more than free to lay it on them. But it's like the whole dragging somebody kicking and screaming, man. You cannot try to correct every error.
No, you can't.
I have friends that, like, they
you don't
cannot
have enough
help
hours in the
themselves.
day, and you're gonna go crazy, and you're gonna turn into an alcoholic.
You're gonna be mad at people too.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like,
I
just
just
stop
don't
being
like-
mad at people, man.
I just don't like that the most religious people out there are some of the most condescending too, and it's like the classic. Well, you should have Jesus in your life. You should.
Right.
It's like, well, you should shut the fuck up, man. Like,
Yeah,
like,
where was Jesus
I
in your
don't-
life when you were sucking dick for $20?
And it's always the like reborn again Christians that are the most annoying, dude. They're
You know
like,
what's more annoying? The born again virgins.
Oh, that's just, I don't even.
How does that like
Understand.
no like,
Right
that's not
on.
word,
That-
like
oh, okay,
I've-
we get
I've-
it. We get it. You got it again. You got your
no
virginity back.
we get it. You haven't had sex in a long time. It doesn't make you ugly. Right? It just makes you ugly.
Oh.
Now I'm really gonna lose fans on this shit.
Damn, right? I'm just like, I can't. He's on his shit.
Look,
Damn.
the only virtue that virginity that I can think of that virginity ever instilled was the fact that you get that moment of like, oh, this is cool. Like, that's it. That's it.
And then after that, it's over.
For the other person, it might be cool if they're like, oh, cool. I just introduced some person to something they didn't know they liked. That's
Yeah.
always good. But
and then speaking of virgins, like those Muslims when they die,
right,
right? They're promised 72 virgins.
right,
Where does it say that they have to be women?
Yeah.
right.
What if they
No,
get 72
actually-
guys looking to get off?
Actually, technically, if I understand my my Muslim apocrypha or my Islamic apocrypha right, the Hori or whatever they're called, the spirits that are supposed to be these creatures
Virgins.
of servitude or whatever, they're neither male nor female. They're like genies. They're just
They're
kinda,
monkeys.
It's all monkeys, man.
Sorry, it was too easy.
Rest in peace,
Well, you know what,
Harambe.
like-
Oh, hey, there
wouldn't-
you go. Another you can use Aladdin as a thing. It's just Apu greeting you with a small tiny hat.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to die and have to satisfy 72 virgins. You know how hard that shit would be? Like, give me
That'd be pretty
72
awesome.
hoes that know what the fuck they're doing.
That'd be pretty dope, though.
Yeah, it's basically telling like
I hope
the
they're, I
weaker
hope they're
among
women.
us,
Now
like,
you have me
oh,
questioning. Like, it could be like a dude in there, like, "What's up, man? Like, how the fuck you get in here? It's 2018, haha."
I don't know. And then, like, let's say you're not good in bed. You're going to disappoint 72 people. And their
Fuck
first
it.
experience is going to be a disappointment. Like, what
At
the
least
fuck?
you're dead.
I think that's a built-in.
There's
safety,
a bright side to it.
That's a built-in safety factor. You introduce them to your low-ass standards.
Oh,
first,
yeah,
and
they have nothing to
they
compare
know
by. So,
nothing.
yeah, how would they know? My bad. I
Right.
apologize. I retract my previous statement. I digress. People are out there going like, damn, Magic Mike knows some words?
Just a room full of poor young girls going, "What's an orgasm?"
Yeah.
I always like that Robin Williams bit. It's like, it's like I've
We got
got
some people coming in.
right paying customers.
Yes.
Ooh.
But the one about 72 Virginians, it's just
Oh.
Abraham Lincoln and fucking Washington and shit going, "It's 72 Virginians, you asshole," and
There
then
you
start
go.
stomping.
That's another way to look at it, too. That's an abbreviation.
Well, then there's the one that's supposed to be like 72 dates, which it's
Is that
basically
Adam Sandler's next movie?
it basically means gifts,
It's a
man.
sequel, dude.
Oh,
It's a
yeah,
sequel.
yeah.
Is that Adam Sandler's next movie? 50 first dates?
Yeah.
72 dates? Like, I don't know.
Still have managed to not watch
It's
that
69 dates.
I started to, and I was like, no.
movie.
Hey, man, he had
I
a
like
good run.
Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. I just hate this movie.
Dude, what? I don't even want to get into it. I'm like, what was his decline? Because he had a good run, and then it's just like,
I'm kind of interested. He's got a couple more films on that Netflix contract, right?
Yeah.
Did you all see the one about
See any of them.
Sandy Wexler? No? It's a weird movie. It's based on what's supposed to be a real agent that he had worked with at some point. The guy's just this weird, kind of nebbishy dude who manages to somehow get in, he gets romantically involved with this singer that he's helping to like produce or manage. Oh, hey, we got
Rick Cano. Hey,
Rick
here's
Cano and
Sonia.
Sonia Trevino
Ooh.
stepping into the building.
Maybe
fine.
Rick's going to fill in for Looper.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see if we can get somebody on mic at some point. But
Let's get them on the mic.
do you guys want to take a quick break? Get yourself something to
They
drink?
can get on the mic if they want. I mean, I'm cool with whatever they want to do.
Okay.
Rick,
no.
you want to get on the mic? Say some words? Come on now.
Rick Cano, shy.
Rick showed up in his kayak coming from Alamo.
Yes. I'll be honest, McAllen does a great job of draining after the storm, but there's
It's
some
just during.
spots. Huh?
It's just during the storm that there's like
Yeah.
nowhere to go.
Yeah, you could whip out your skimboard and get a nice 40 yards down
Oh,
the
yeah.
road.
Absolutely.
There's
so we're
even a
talking about
current.
Adam Sandler's decline.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would recommend Sandy Wexler. The
Sandy
rest of
what?
them you can do. Sandy Wexler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Available
it-
on
I don't know.
Netflix.
Have you seen the? Have you seen the?
I haven't seen really anything after Click.
Burn Notice.
Really?
Yeah.
Burn Notice.
Burn Notice.
The show. I have watched that one, yes.
That name is real familiar to Adam Weston. He was the. Remember, he was the main actor that was the spy that got burned.
Oh, right.
And that name sounds real familiar, and it's kind of the same thing because his love was Fiona, not
Right.
the one from Shrek. That was
No, I remember the
I
show.
was about
the,
to say
the,
it.
the Irish ex-terrorist.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she would sing.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, is it maybe a spin-off off of that, or I don't know?
No, it's its own little thing, man. Kind of one of those things where they take a real life character and just
Supposedly,
kind
Burn Notice was based off true life events.
That's the guys that produced that show, the director, I cannot remember his name, or the showrunner or whatever. They did another show on network television called The Good Guys.
I haven't seen that one.
You know what?
It had Tom Hanks' son before he started doing movie roles.
Okay.
Oh,
Actually,
that
this was
dude.
not too long after Orange County, I think. But it was him and the you remember the redheaded
Hey,
dude
girl.
from The West Wing, Mr.
What's
Trevino.
up?
Would you like to jump on the mic? Wuss.
she's too good for us.
Our host must
Too
have
good.
her
Too good.
time.
Hi, but my area is all fucking flooded. Lucky that truck came, so. Sorry, I interrupted.
Oh well, here, jump on the mic and tell us about your flooding.
No, well, I flooded my area, luckily.
Okay, well we're glad
In my area, luckily. It's where I lucked out.
we're glad you made it, ma'am.
Right?
We would have had to find a new host.
Huh?
We would have had to find a new host.
There you go. Done.
Damn.
Okay, we go outside. Sorry.
Okay. Sonia Trevino, everyone.
Yes.
Oh, I lied, dude. The last Adam Sandler movie, like, I was like, Funny People. That was like like fucking 10 years ago, almost.
Yeah,
The one with Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
Right?
I actually
yeah.
thought Click was after that, but
No, or, I don't really care.
Click with the remote.
yeah,
Huh?
That was a good movie.
that was a movie that
Which
was
one?
better than
Click,
it
where
seemed
he
like it
gets
was
the
going
remote,
to
he
be.
Yeah.
controlled his life.
Yeah, that's the one I said. Like, that's the last one I cared.
But
But-
the one you said was
Funny-
before.
It was.
It was before. Yeah, I think it was
Oh.
before
Was it?
Click. Wasn't
Okay. I've got that whole timeline kind of screwed up, but who
Same
knows?
here, man.
We could probably search it on our mobile devices, but
point
fuck
is,
that.
those two were like the last. Like, yeah, like
The one that I thought was when he was that Israeli
wait, that was
Zohan?
Sohan. Yes,
Yeah,
that was
Nobody
around
messed with
there.
Sohan or something.
I
like that.
enjoyed that movie, man.
I enjoyed it, but I was like, okay, really? Like, are we really going to these kinds of roles now? I mean,
Right.
Yep.
I don't know.
You know, funny enough, the last movie I think I sat down and watched him in, aside from Sandy Wexler, was that movie Pixels. Have you seen that one?
Was that good? Was that
Pixels.
good?
Oh, Pixels. Yeah, that one was actually
Now-
it was actually a good movie.
Here's the thing: I enjoyed a lot of that movie. I don't think he was the right guy to be playing that character.
Probably not.
I think that would have been a great like grandma's boy situation where it's like, okay, you're producing, you've got like, you know, a little bit of creative insight on that, but like somebody else should have played that character.
I forgot he was a part of that. That was like his production, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can never remember the guy's name, the comedian that played the president in that one. Like
Man, who was it?
Kevin James.
Yes, Kevin James.
Yeah, I thought he did a great
He's in
role.
almost every single Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, man.
Grown Ups 2.
You know, one
Grown-ups.
I haven't watched of his was that
3,
that
4.
MMA movie that
I
he
haven't made
did.
those yet, but
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I couldn't watch all of Grown Ups,
I
man.
know.
I got part
This
way
is like
through
the
that, and I
same
was like,
movie.
Nah, man.
I seen Paul Blart
It's like,
though,
I
dude.
like
Dude,
all
I
these
saw
people.
Paul Blart,
Fuck this movie.
and like I want to see Paul Blart 2. Is there?
yes, there is.
I want to see Paul Blart 3.
There's no 3 yet.
Well, that's why.
Speaking
I wanna
of what
see
things
it.
I can't wait to see is tomorrow.
Hey, what's-
Shooter comes back. Not this Shooter, the series.
I was like, oh,
Shooter.
It's from that movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, where they
Right.
framed the guy that he killed the president. But
I've
he was
seen the
actually
movie,
supposed
yeah.
to. Well, they have a series on USA Network. It's on season 3.
Shit.
So that one and Queen of the South come out tomorrow. So my DVR is set.
I was
what's
just
your-
thinking I'm going to go home tonight and watch the Expanse.
Oh,
what's your guys' favorite Tarantino movie?
Reservoir Dogs?
Okay, that's a good one.
If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend
Oh
it.
yeah, that's a good
Right.
one, dude.
Yeah, no, Reservoir Dogs is a great movie, man.
Good soundtrack. They always have good soundtracks, dude.
Yeah.
So can I call you Mr. Pink from now on?
That's the dude that's the only dude that gets to win.
That's the
you know?
only dude that lives, Mr. Pink. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Nah, I'm.
You know, funny enough, they made I want to say it was a PS2 game back in the early 2000s based on the game.
Reservoir Dogs?
I mean, based on that movie, Reservoir
I'm not
Dogs.
I'm not like a huge Tarantino nerd, but like I know like most of them. You guys seen Hateful Eight?
Yes.
Oh, dude, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. You're saying like
No. I was gonna say if you enjoyed the movie, that game actually did.
Yeah, it follows the
it-
plot of the movie.
I really enjoyed
Which
that
one?
game.
Reservoir Dogs for PS2.
They had a game.
For
Yeah.
PS2.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
you kind of jump around and play as different characters
That's
through different
dope,
segments.
dude. And you guys did you guys ever won? Beat the game?
I think I got
played
one.
it.
At the
I played
ending.
it too, where like then Madden came out, and I was like, okay, Madden's out.
That was an interesting distraction,
that ending, though,
yeah.
man.
I'm a huge Madden fan. I've been coaching my son since he was like 6 years old. Now that he's in high school, I can't coach him, but I can take him to camps. Like for example, we just got back from Arlington. He was selected as an All-American as a freshman, so I'm super proud of him. Shouts out to my son Jeremy. He went up to Arlington. He balled out. Showed him what we can do in South
Right.
Texas. He's got a couple college recruits, scouts looking at him now. So, looking forward to bigger and brighter for him.
You still doing the crowdsourcing, or was that was for
Which one?
You were doing a crowdsourcing fund at one point.
The GoFundMe, yeah. That they still want to donate and help me. They can, but we already came back. So no,
Okay, that camp was already.
yeah, that was the camp.
Oh, that's cool, man.
So, yeah. Shout out to everybody that actually helped me. Didn't hit my goal, but if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to go. So, heartfelt thanks and appreciation not only from me but from my son as well.
Yeah,
He
man.
actually got to play at AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Fucking
Nice,
A,
dude.
man.
Yeah,
Right on.
you better not say that joke today. I'm gonna kick your ass.
I'm gonna say it right now.
You better not.
Nah. I mean, we have a show.
I know. Well, we got 3 people in, so I mean, I performed for 4 people before, so.
Fuck it, dude. It's like
I was
a
just thinking,
it's like a
I-
sleepover. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like if there's like 2 or 3 people in the audience,
This is what they call putting in work.
it's
in your
like performing.
comedy life.
Hey, it's
you know,
actually
where
way
you're
harder,
performing
dude.
for
Is this
4
one of
people.
the dues I have to pay? Yeah.
Probably paying dues because I mean, I did a show.
Think
it
it'd be
was
harder.
Me, Joseph Soto and Rudy Barba and Big O, and there was 4 people in the crowd, and like
That's all you need, though.
Like 2 of them were with me
Nice.
in my vehicle. Like I gave them a ride over there. So,
Damn.
but yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. No, it was like we were talking about that open mic from last night. There was that one table. I don't know if those guys were with the band. I don't know why the hell they were there, but there was a table with 3 dudes, and they were paying attention to.
Every single joke.
Yes.
Dude, and I was gonna text Mario like, "Is there even a show?"
But yeah, like that at that, like, hey man, that was a great crowd. It was like there were 15 people in here, but 3 of them were paying
But
attention.
you know what? Like, if you have a small crowd that's into it,
Yeah.
it makes it feel like there's more people in the crowd because they're reacting to your lines, they're reacting to your
Yeah, that's
punchlines
true.
and your jokes, and they're laughing and they're having a blast. And then after the show, they're like, "Man, that was a great show." And I was like, "Really? That was like 10 of y'all." Like, but you know what?
Right.
A friend of mine, I don't know if y'all are familiar with, man, what was her name? I freaking opened for her. Shayla May Rivera. She's been
That-
doing comedy for 20 years.
Right?
She told me, she goes, if there's 3 people in the crowd or 300, that may be the first time that person sees you. And are you going to let them walk away with a bad experience?
Right, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay. It made me think like, wow, okay.
I was thinking about that a while back. The whole because it's kind of dueling philosophies. There's that one thought process where it's like, oh, everybody was laughing, but that one person that wasn't. I'm gonna focus on him. And it's like, okay, there's that, and that should kind of be there. That's the driving
Lingers.
force. Yes.
There.
But then there should also be that concept of like, yeah, man, if there were, say if the crowd was just kind of, they weren't into it, whatever the situation, if there's that one table of people up front that are laughing their ass off, fucking
Focus on them.
play for them.
Yeah. And you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Right.
Cheesy
Yep.
commercial, right? But but it's true. Like if you go up there and that's the first time they see you, and you say, you know what, there's 3 people in the crowd, I can bomb, and you bomb,
Yeah.
and then the next time you do a show, what are the chances they're gonna go see you again? I'm like, man, this guy sucks. I went to a show, and you know what I mean. So when she told me that, I was like, wow, like it made me change like the way that I look at like the size of the crowd.
Right.
You know.
And I mean, I think that's a healthy like philosophy to like keep in mind for most things. But there's also, I was listening to somebody talk about public speaking a while back, and he was talking about the idea of like, look, well, you hear this from a lot of sources, but it's like talk to one person at a time. Make eye contact. You are talking to that person, and that person will kind of give you a gauge on the entire audience. You know what I mean?
For the most part.
Because you're talking to a room full of individual people, so it's like, okay, talk to the individual people. You know?
Yeah, I've had friends of mine that tell me, "Hey, I want to do comedy because I'm funny," and I was like, "Well, are you funny amongst your friends, or are you just funny?" I said, "Because it's one thing to make your friends laugh, it's another to stand in front of a crowd of strangers that are hanging on every single one of your words and expecting you to make them laugh,
Right.
like telling them a story and then delivering a punchline. I go, it's a big difference."
Yeah.
And then they look
It's
at
not
me.
for everyone.
They're like, "Whoa, yeah, that is." I said, "But you know what?" I said, "Come try an open mic."
Well, think about it this way, man. There, you run into comics that are fucking hilarious, but they like if you were asked them like, you know, what's your philosophy on joke writing? They'd be like, oh, I just put funny stuff down. Like they're still working.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't quite achieved.
I find out that a lot of the funniest comics have teams that write their jokes.
That is true for a lot. You know what? The process,
They have a
I
team,
understand.
you know.
Okay. I was listening to I forget who talk about damn it, Chris Rock. Which, by the way, I can't recommend his last special. I did
haven't
not
even seen it.
What?
Like I
liked
wanted
it.
to enjoy it. Like visually, it's like, oh man, this is a beautiful
You didn't like
looking
it?
special. But it's just like it was.
It wasn't there.
I wasn't feeling it from Rock, man. Like it was like it
No.
wasn't like it
I-
almost felt like I'm here for a paycheck. Like it
I
didn't
did
feel like
see
he was
that.
like, man, I think this should be on a special.
I did kind of like see that he was kind of pandering to something. Like
Right. Because
Like-
I've seen a lot of really great Netflix specials where there was one by this Irish dude where he did 6 parts. I want to say they were maybe like 45 minutes each, and he basically did a new special for each one of these, and it
nah,
was
that's too much.
well. That's what I'm saying though. That guy felt necessary to.
You said how many minutes long?
What are we doing?
How many were the long?
I was about half an hour to 45 minutes, man.
That's still like too much. Though.
I can't remember the name of it off the top
like
of my head, but
Have you seen the Rodney Carrington's 2 new specials on Netflix?
I have not caught
Oh my
Carrington's
God.
last few
Dude,
specials.
They are hilarious. He's gained some weight, so he talks about it, and it's like, I was like,
Okay,
man.
I think that's why I stopped. I haven't caught him in a while. It's one of the last ones I saw was right after he had gone
divorced?
through. Yeah, and it was. He just looks sad, man. It was.
But he's hilarious, man. Like he I think he does that for the delivery of his jokes, because he actually said in an interview that he's actually happy for the first time in a long time. But he dresses like that and he looks like that, lets his beard grow out, looks sad to help deliver the jokes of going through divorce and depression and all that. So, but I laughed throughout the whole thing. I was like, man, this guy's hilarious.
I get you, man.
We need to bring him down somehow.
Dude, I
Has
bet
he ever played down in this
He has
area?
never been to the Valley.
I would be damn surprised
Rodney
if
Carrington?
he couldn't pack out one of the local arenas.
Oh, I'm more sure we could.
Jesus,
And
have you
then
seen
once-
that
once
monstrosity they're building in
Oh, the
Edinburgh?
Bird Ogden one? Oh my God, that thing is huge.
Yeah.
We should be able to get some big time comics now, like bigger comics than we've gotten. I mean, Fluffy's a huge comedian,
Yeah.
you know, but I think we should try to focus on getting, you know, Kevin Hart down here.
What I wouldn't be surprised you would see is because what you tend to see with say like Gabriel Iglesias, he comes down and he does multiple venues over
Yes.
multiple nights. Whereas if they have a large venue like that, where it's like, okay, we'll just pack this place out for like
For
3
one night,
nights.
yeah.
Well, no, you do like 3. You can do like maybe 2 shows for 3 nights and
Something
just,
like that. But I think I know that Kevin Hart will sell out, obviously.
dude, hasn't he
Yeah.
been down here already?
Kevin Hart?
He has, right?
No.
I'm tripping.
I want to say at one point he was going to come down.
I know that the one that's come down like
never
3
been down
times
here.
is Cat Williams.
Oh yeah, Cat Williams. has been there.
Oh, gotcha.
And there was one that he was supposed to come down, and I sent him they put it on Twitter, and I sent him a tweet. I was like, hey, I can't wait to see you, and you know, when you come down to the State Farm, you know, I'm a huge fan.
Right.
And he sent me a message saying, I'm not at the State Farm. So I was like, uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Like, did I do something wrong or something, you know? And next thing you know, it comes out that it was a scandal and all this, and
Somebody was running a scam.
tickets were, you know, they were trying to scam tickets. Hey, we got some more people coming in. Nice.
Good. We got paying customers.
Yeah. Looks like we're having a show.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The show must go on.
They just had some something that broke not too long ago about the the credit card scanners on a bunch of gas stations here in Hidalgo County.
Yeah, that's why now if you go to a gas station, they have a tape over the box, and they say if the tape is removed, don't
Right.
swipe your card.
Right. My understanding was at
security
one
tape,
point
and I'm
there
like,
was
okay.
something they mounted on the front, but either way, man, that's yeah.
I mean, if there's a way to scam, there's people out there that are going to find a way to do it and get your money.
Yeah, to kind of take it back to the whole patriotic angle, man. That's one of the benefits and the downsides of the American culture, man. Is we're in for the hustle.
See, like when I go to a bar and they ask me, do I want to open up a tab? I give them my ID.
Right.
And they go, how come you give me your debit card? Well, because it happened to me one time where I gave my debit card and the waitress wrote my number, my
Yeah.
expiration date, and the CVV code. And then she went online
Right.
using my credit card information. She didn't have my card, but she had it in her possession while I had my tab open.
Well, now here's the other thing, man. If you say what I'm sure we all have at some points, you fuck around and you leave your card there at the bar. All right, you left your driver's license. Yeah, maybe if you get stopped on the way home, there's going to be a bit of an issue.
But not really. All you got to give them is your name, date of birth, and you're good. They'll see that your license is active.
Right.
But if you leave your debit card or credit card,
yeah,
oh,
you're
man,
running into a whole new bag of risks there,
you
man.
better call and cancel that.
Yeah, man.
Welcome.
Dude, you know who I barely got into?
What's up?
Tom Segura.
I like his stuff, man.
He's
pretty
hilarious.
good. I'm like always super late to everything. But like, yeah, that,
Nah, man, that guy's. I've followed his stuff for at least a little bit, and he's slow burn, man. He's
slow burn.
yeah, like he's built his shit up, man. Like
Oh.
he's done like regular specials for I want to say maybe the last like
Yeah.
5 years or so,
Yeah,
and then
He does one like I've noticed like every 2 years, I think, or somewhere, because he has 3, and I think one of his latest ones was this year or last year. He like lost a lot of weight, you know.
yeah, I followed that whole thing. He does a podcast, and then the other guy he was doing the thing with. If you haven't heard Bert Kreischer, dude, I think you'd enjoy the fuck out of him.
Didn't he do stuff with Joe Rogan too? Or
Yeah.
he's
Bert
done-
Kreischer's actually the dude that movie, the Ryan Reynolds film, the
Bird special, you said?
huh?
Or what'd you say?
His name's Bert Chrysler.
Bert Kreischer.
Wait, Bert Chrysler?
Dude,
Kreischer.
my hearing is shit. I
Jesus,
thought
man.
you said Bird Chrysler. Or no, what'd you say? Bird? I don't know, man.
It doesn't matter,
you said
man.
Bird.
Well, actually, there's a whole thing going back and forth between them where like they diss each other, and it's like, oh yeah, Bert Chrysler and Timmy something. I don't know, man. Yeah, but yeah, like it.
So they like.
That's
they
one
hang
of
out?
those things where you can kind of enjoy it. Like we were talking earlier about music and like the whole idea of like the personal kind of
Yeah.
tainting to a certain effect the artistic
The
work.
artist with the art.
And yeah, but the thing with comedians is, man, like it's I forget who the fuck said it, but it was something to the effect of once you learn how to think like funny, it's like what you're saying is funny. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's just the way you start looking at the world. So it's like these little interactions on social media or something like that can very easily become hilarious, man. I don't know if you saw that one with you know who Logan Paul is, right?
The what?
Logan Paul?
Is that an actor?
Okay, if you don't know, never mind, man. He's a YouTube kid, man.
Ah, okay.
But he was going back and forth with a
Is that
comedian.
an actor?
I think he did a YouTube Red movie. I don't.
Wait, is that the dude that had all that controversy, or is that another guy?
There was something about a dead body in Japan, or
That was him. The
I think that was him.
what's it called? Conspiracy theorist, weird dude.
Yeah, and then he's
Right.
got a brother, and they're both kind of media personalities. But yeah, he was going back and forth. One of them was going back and forth with a comedian, and he said something like, "Oh, it's sad that a 36-year-old man is fucking around with like some YouTube personality." And he's like, "You're right. It might be sad. Like, you should tell your fans to read this tweet to their mothers and let them know if it's
Wow.
appropriate." It was just I butchered the fuck out of that, but it was just great little fucking things like that where, yeah, man, if you let funny people interact with the rest of society, shit's gonna happen. That's fucking
Oh yeah.
entertaining
Like-
to a certain
like I tell
effect.
people that they go, "I'm gonna go to the show and heckle you." I said, "Just remember, I have a mic. You don't. People will
I
hear
am
me,
louder."
not you." Yeah, and then something I said, not to mention, I said, "I'm a comedian. I have jokes. I have insults. I don't use them because it's not politically correct. But you come at me, expect repercussion.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that Juan Villarreal signed with a talent agent?
No, I did not.
Yeah, he posted on his Facebook a couple of days ago. You know Juan from Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna put him on more TV shows and radio. So, props to him. He's been doing comedy for over 20 years, and he's been grinding.
Yeah,
and,
man.
He's hopefully his career takes off even further than it's gone now. I mean, it gets more exposure. He's hilarious. My favorite joke from his was he goes, "You know that you're poor when the light company comes to your house and blows out your candles." We said no light, fuckers. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's one of those dudes, man, that's been like productive for like a long time.
Yes.
Kind of like what I was saying about like, not necessarily in the same venues, man, but like slow burn, man.
Yeah.
Like he's like,
He's
he's
open for Carlos Mencia, Paulo Rodriguez, Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hewley. I mean, he's
Dude, that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like the philosophy you got to use in going into certain avenues, man, is like, okay, you can be that motherfucker that looks for the quickest way to get to the top of the mountain. Now the risk with that is you're probably not going to take the safe route, and if you fall, you're fucked.
Yeah, but not only that, but like if you take that route, how long can you stay at the top?
Right.
You know what I mean? You haven't built up the credibility that a lot of these other comedians have. You know, like, oh yeah, he's funny, but dude, this guy's been doing it for years, and I know he can bring a crowd because he has followers.
Right, man. Dude, you want to use real world examples, man. If you climb Mount Everest, they have base camps along the mountain, and like I think the highest base camp they have is still like a couple thousand feet from the top. So if you try to get to the top and you don't have enough time to make it there, you have to fall back to that base camp. If you don't have that base camp, you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, it's
yeah, you want to build a structure. You don't want to fucking climb somebody else's rickety ass ladder and search for handholds.
like I've been doing comedy. I think November will be 4 years now, right? 4 years, 14. I'm not even know. 4 years in November. So, am I at the point in my career where I want to be? No, but I tell people it's not a race; it's a marathon. Right. And as long as I keep grinding and letting my material speak for itself, then eventually, hopefully, I'll get on some bigger shows and so on and so forth. Then, me, I do my own shows sometimes too. I put on together shows at different venues. I've invited you. So, I'm always looking. Hashtag, shameless plug. If any venues are looking to do comedy, hit us up. Hit up Sean, myself, Christian. We can set something for y'all. We can have a weekly show, bi-weekly, monthly. However we all want to do it.
Yeah, man. Again, I cannot remember the comic that said it, but something to the effect of at some point you realize you not only have to become a good stand-up comedian, you have to be a graphic designer, you have to be a show producer,
an agent,
sound guy,
glorified t-shirt salesman.
Sometimes you're the janitor, man.
Yeah,
Sometimes you're all of the above, dude.
I've set out ashtrays before.
Speaking of t-shirts, I'm looking to make shirts. So if anybody out there can help me with a design or anything, hit me up. I'm looking to start making shirts, and I have the idea in mind of what I want to do. I'm not going to say it here because I want it to be a surprise, but I've told a few select people and they're like, dude, we love that shirt. Make it. We'll buy it. The only thing is I got to, find out the cost for the shirts and all that, get all that squared away. So, but yeah, I'm looking to start, having my own, small little merch here and there. So.
Right. My understanding is if for the long term, man, you want to find some company that will print them on demand. So you can basically set it up with them. They'll have your storefront, and anytime somebody orders, they just print the shirt.
They order from there directly, and So I want to give local businesses the opportunity. I just hope that they have like a website where they can go and order it, and then they can print it and either deliver it or let me know, hey, the shirt's ready. I'll hand deliver it. If you buy it, I'll hand deliver it.
Right.
But it's just. I'm in the beginning phases of that. I have a design in mind of what I want for my logo. I had somebody draw it, and I was like, no, that's not what I was looking for. So I'm revamping that.
I think the philosophy on like the how to frame the idea of merch has changed a little bit. Like at some point, it was kind of this like, okay, well, you show up, woo, I went to the show. I have a shirt that says I went to the show. And then at some point it kind of shifted to like, well, this is if you enjoyed your performer, you can supplement them by buying the shirt. And it's like, oh, I'm going to buy the shirt to support them. And I think over time, that's even become more of like, okay, the shirt itself is actually a product. Like I make good shirts with a fucking
high
interesting
quality, and look at the logo and the design and the slogan and the colors.
Yeah. And at that point, man, it's like you're not pandering or kind of selling out. It's like, no. I make
Making a
shirts.
living out of this.
Yeah,
Like,
This is a product that I supply.
there's a lot of comics and also musicians, dude, that they're making ends meet just by fucking selling.
I know people that
t-shirts
make
every
more
night.
money off their merchandise than
the
their
merch.
booking.
Yeah.
You
Wouldn't
know,
be surprised, man.
because
The money's in the merch.
Yeah, you know, that's why everybody says I'm a starving comic. You know, like because let's be honest, a lot of these places don't pay very well, and it's understandable. You know, they're local, whatever.
Yeah.
But to get to where you're getting the big money, like you have to be your own producer, your own promoter, your own T-shirt designer, your own T-shirt maker. You know, you have to be self-sustained. You have to be your own business manager. Because if you hire a business manager, I'm gonna charge you 10%. Well, what's 10% or nothing? I ain't got shit. You know, so I mean, you have to be your own business manager to promote yourself.
I don't think people really consider that, man, when they talk about like, all right, how to put it, man? Like, all right, there are a lot of people that say love art, but they're not good enough to produce viable art, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: along the way, like you said, you learn how to be all these things, and it's like, okay, at some point, when do you just have to admit to yourself, it's like, okay, man, I might just make a better manager. Like, we need those people, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You need the motherfucker that knows how to make the books and set dates. And
I've been to shows where I'm like, dude, you're such a good promoter. Get off the stage.
yeah.
Like, you'd be a better promoter and manager than comic.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not gonna burn them, but no, but I'm saying like because of the connections they have and the people they know and how they interact with people, and their mind is business 100%.
Yeah.
But they love the art of comedy, but they just can't be comics.
Yeah. Now, what is kind of beautiful, man, and I've seen this a couple times, is people that kind of have come to that place where it's like, no, I built my business doing this. And it's like, but I want to perform comedy, so I'm going to put on these shows, and I'll put myself on the show. I won't make myself the headliner, you know what I mean? But
Exactly.
it's like, yeah, like, and that there is something kind of beautiful about that, where it's like, yeah, man, I create an environment where this thing that I love can exist, and I am able to participate in it.
Exactly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But know your limitations. Know your strengths. Know your weaknesses.
Yeah.
If you tell yourself, man, I don't know if I'm that funny, well, then there's other ways of being involved in comedy other than being a comic.
I don't think you should doubt yourself when you're trying to be a comedian, you know, because then that's just setting up for
I'm not saying,
disaster.
I'm not saying down yourself, but if you
Well,
go up,
you're saying like, am I funny? Or if
No, 'cause-
someone's saying like, am I funny?
okay, my first open mic, nobody laughed, and I was like, man, like,
damn.
is this like,
Yeah, it's
You know,
traumatic.
yeah, like, is this for me, you know? And so you know, I had you know, Mario and Raymond Horta and Mayhem. They're like, no, just do another one.
Yeah.
So I went back and I rewrote some of my jokes, and I came out to another one. And at that one, they laughed, and I was like, wait a minute, I made people laugh. Like, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
So then I started rewriting my jokes and moving this here and doing this and it got to the point where like now I have people like, hey, when's your next show? And I'm like, well, I don't know, because I mean,
It's a roller coaster.
I'm not in charge
dude.
of
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Because I'm like the same way, but like opposite. Like I had a good first set, and then second set I ate a dick. Like I was like, damn it, like I couldn't get the first feeling again, which was like, fuck yeah, like way to go, man.
Right.
I mean, Raymond was like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah, good shit. And my brother was like, yeah. So I went again. This was at Simon Says. Where'd you had yours?
My first open mic was here.
Oh, here. Mine was at Simon Says. I think that's where I met you, Sean.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, dude. I mean, you've been there, dude. It's like a Simon Says.
That was one of those places.
My second open mic, believe it or not, was at Avenue 1704.
And
Right
that's
on.
the one you had a pretty good.
Yeah, that's when I had a good reaction. That's when I met Sean. I met Joseph. I had met Rudy through the vape, you know, but and
You met a bunch of dudes.
yeah, and you know, Mario, I had met him from, you know, here wrestling. You know, we used to watch wrestling for
Right.
years. Raymond, he graduated with my brother at La Jolla, so I've known Raymond for years. We actually put it when he was going for the last comic standing. We did a show at that event center, that event right here on 17th.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you go to that?
No, I
It
didn't
was
go
it
to
was
that.
Raymond. It was Rock and Roll James, Trey the Barber,
Right.
and Big Chief from his Clica Morning Show. when he was on 99.5.
Okay.
And so we were doing a fundraiser to help him raise money. And that's, Raymond's like, we started talking, and I started saying, man, I said, I've always wanted to be, I've been watching stand-up comedy since I was a little kid. Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Ron Delirious, George Carlin, intellectual comedian, me and my buddy used to stay up and watch, we used to watch Def Comedy Jam on HBO. And we watched it religiously. And so I remember that Chris Tucker performance when he was pretending to be Michael Jackson. Man, somebody's phone is really going off. So, it's just one of those where I've been a fan of comedy since I was a little kid. And to say that, I've been on stage and performed it to me is like bucket list,
Yeah.
But then when I started making people laugh and I started getting a following, people ask me like, when's your next show? I'm like, man, like, this is actually pretty cool. Like, and then when my biggest accomplishment that I can say so far is I told a joke and I made a guy spit Coke out of his nose. And to me, I was like, yes, yes.
Not
That's
a
one.
drink.
That's one, So
It's the valley.
so, to me, it was like yes, like to get that reaction from somebody. And then my kids freaked out because we were at HEB the other day. And some guy walks up to me and says, hey, are you Magic Mike? And I was like, yeah. What's
stripper name?
What's up, right?
You don't know.
And he goes, man, can I take a picture with you? And I was like, are you a stalker or something? And then, he took a picture and I was like, hey, man, he goes, I caught your show last time at Cine, man. You're hilarious, man. Thanks. And I was like, all right, cool. Appreciate it.
Beautiful,
he walks
man.
off. My daughter's like, why did he get your picture? I said, well,
Fuck him.
I said because
Sometimes daddy
Daddy
tells
trying to
dick
get
jokes.
dick.
no. I was like, well, because I said he went to my show and I'm a comedian. He goes, but you're just dad. Well, to y'all fuckers I am, but and to me it was like it was the first time that I had been recognized in public as somebody that did comedy, and I'm like, wow, like to me it was like
Beautiful, man.
It was an amazing feeling. So, I'm hopefully this next year I get to do more shows and bring my style of comedy to other venues and other parts. I want to go for a weekend if y'all are up. I want to go to some open mics in Corpus, San Antonio.
Dude, I'm always up to
When this weather isn't.
Yeah, when it clears up.
to make a run. A little.
Have to rent a boat.
All right. Hey, well, we're coming up on 9:30 right now. If you guys want to, we're gonna go ahead and end the podcast. Thank you for listening. If you did, you guys want to throw out your contacts for social media?
Christian Oviedo on Facebook. Everything else is just Lonely Pizza.
Lonely
Right
Pizza
on, man.
Boy.
You got the
I guess
band, SoundCloud.
I make music. It's bandcamp.com/Lonely Pizza. You can listen to my music there.
Right on.
And I got a band called Lonely Pizza.
My Facebook fan page is Magic Mike, Magic with a K, Magic Mike 956. My Facebook is Michael Perez. My Instagram is the same, Magic Mike 956. Y'all can catch me every Tuesday. I'm at Avenue doing karaoke. Actually, every Wednesday after comedy, the after party is at Avenue 1704. So y'all can catch me there. We're gonna be doing. We're gonna start up the open mics again on Sundays. So we're gonna be open. We actually have an amazing new drink. It's only like $2. I can't tell you the name of the drink because it's y'all need, no, it's not Roofalin. Y'all need to come in and taste the drink. It's amazing. We made it yesterday. It's an amazing drink. And I tell you what, if you say that you heard it on this podcast, I'll buy you the first round.
You heard it here, folks. All right, guys, it's beautiful. I always enjoy talking with y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.